Hello everyone, my name is Anand Kumar Jha and you are watching Code with Anand. So this is episode 3 about the Omnistudio video series, and in this video we are going to talk about some question which come up after creating the Flexcard in the last video. So we are going to talk about what are those questions and how we can answer those questions. So let's open our org and let's see what kind of question we can get from here and how to answer those questions. So our first question here is and let me write those questions as well so that you can understand and you can let me open any new one. Okay, say. So our first question is, let me increase the font as well so that you can see properly. Font. How much? I think 18 is fine, which is big enough. So first question is, uh, how can you change the author of Flexcard? First question is how you can change the author of the Flexcard. So this is the Flexcard and you can see author. So for every Flexcard in your or whatever card you are creating, author name we can't change. We can only change at the time of creation of the Flexcard, or while you are cloning the Flexcard, you can click on clone and then you can change the name of the Flexcard, and you can click on new version and you can change there the name of Flexcard, but you can't change the name of the author at the current Flexcard, I think, because this is going to be unique. Now the second thing is what kind of restriction. Second question is what are the naming convention we are using to at the time of creation of the Flexcard. Restriction for the name and author fields. So the second question is, while we are creating the Flexcard, what kind of naming restriction for the author and Flexcard? So the name can only contain like underscore, like we see where we gave the space and we got some error. So we don't need to give a space. If you give a space, you will get some error. So name can only contains underscore and alphanumeric character, or it must be unique, begin with the letter, with have no space, not end with the any underscore, and can have two consecutive underscore. You can give like we using to give in the object in the PD1 while creating any fields and object, and you cannot edit the name after you create it on the that Flexcard. You can just change it. So for editing you need to click on clone, only then you can edit, and the name should be unique totally in whole org you are using. It should be unique. Then our third question come up, like third question will be, what are some of the data source you saw, we can use saw or available in a Flexcard. So while creating the Flexcard, we saw that some data source there, and I'll show you right now what kind of data source is there. There are kind of like multiple data sources: integration procedure, Datarapter, and then custom, then SQL. So for checking that, let me open and create any Flexcard. Just giving the name as test and name as this is Omniscript. Sorry, go to Flexcard, and from there you can see click on new, then we giving test underscore demo, and the title is same, don't do anything, just click on next. So this is the data source we can find here. Different kind of data source. First is SQL. And then there is, you can use the data source later with at the time of configuring. No need to do here. You can do that as well. So first is SQL. So SQL is used to Salesforce query. It's you need to write one query in the data source which is going to fetch the data, and you can use that data. Then SOSL search. Then Apex class you can use as data source. Apex REST. Then Datarapter, you can REST API, and integration procedure to make call from the velocity integration procedure. Then a streaming API, and you can use custom JSON to as a data source. So these kind of data source we can get in the Flexcard, which is available there. So now what comes in the next mind, just after the data source, there are question comes in mind, how you can set and configure the data source in the Flexcard. So I am just cancelling it because I already, there is one Flexcard I created. And the second question is come up like a fourth question, how to configure the data source in Flexcard. So coming up this question, you need to just go to the Flexcard and you can see the setup. You need to come up the under setup, and under the setup just scroll down, and you can see the data source here. If you click on here, you can see the definition of the configure a data source on a Flexcard to retrieve the data for the Salesforce object or external data source. A child Flexcard can have a data source independent of the parent Flexcard, or use the data source from the parent Flexcard. You can use the same. So you can get the details from here and configure how to configure the data. And then here you need to provide the name of the data source, like which kind of data source you want to use: SQL query, SQL search, Apex. And I am using right now integration procedure. So we are selected here integration procedure in the data source. Let me expand that one, integration procedure. Then you need to pass the name of the integration procedure, and then you need to provide the input, like on which ID it's working. So account ID and the test value or record ID. Now you can see the test value is empty. So our next question will come up as why, fifth question, why we didn't give test value in this Flexcard and when it's needed. So in this Flexcard we are using the integration procedure provided by the Salesforce, where we have some static data. That's why we are not using any test value. But when we are fetching data from the real-time object or any account, at that time we need to provide some kind of ID through which, on the basis of that, it will fetch the data. So at that time it's needed when you're fetching the data from the real-time object, not the static data. So that's why we didn't give the test value here. Then our next question will come up like why name, title and author fields are disabled in the Flexcard and setup in every panel. If you see the here on the scroll up, name, author, it's a disable, and title. So title is not disabled. You can edit from here, I think, but don't edit properly. So this is disabled because you can't edit this one. If you want to edit, either you need to click on clone and then you can edit from there. So it's required that you it should be unique in or for in between other Flexcard. So this is some kind of question which come up just after creation of the Flexcard. And thank you for watching this video. And in the next video we will talk about how to use those data in the Flexcard, how to create some UI to see the Flexcard. So thank you for watching this video. If you like the video, please subscribe the channel and share with your friends. Thank you everyone. Thank you so much.